Okay, you guys, Martin Lawrence has raised concerns about his health again after people noticed that he appeared to be a bit off balance with his speech and energy. Y'all have been doing this now for 30 years. I know 30 years, 30. What do you know now about one another that you didn't know 30 years ago? Well, I know now how good he is, 'cause I've seen his growth, from a Fresh Prince, and into the movies, and all the way to what he's accomplished. I'm just really impressed. That interview with Extras, Melvin Robert to talk Bad Boys Why or Die, is what had fans weigh in on how slow and slurred Martin's speech seemed. Will Smith was a ball of energy. Yeah, just with Martin, just how absolutely honest and like open his heart is. It's like ain't no fake in that dude. Yeah, and it's like I just love that he can be calm and firm and no problem saying what's absolutely true in his heart. But Martin, on the other hand, just looked like he just wanted to be done with the interview. And literally, the comment section was filled with people saying things like Martin is not okay, get well, Marty Marr, and another person commented something is really off about Martin, his slow reaction, stumbling of words. You can even tell Will recognizes it by looking at him. But Will has his back regardless. It would probably not be a concern if it was the only time Martin appeared a bit off. But the thing is, at this point, it's kind of become a trend. There are other videos posted within the past month that still show him a bit slower to respond than usual. For instance, in this interview that Will Smith and Martin did with Devin Rodriguez Art, Will Smith was the one doing most of the talking. And when Martin actually talks, it was a bit slower than usual. And he wasn't matching Will Smith's energy at all. Just respect and love, and just great deal of respect. We love working with each other. Also remember that particular appearance during the 2024 Emmy Awards in January as he reunited with his former Martin co-stars on the award show. People zoned in on how he didn't seem the same, especially after he went to present the award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series. Martin visibly struggled with the teleprompter pausing and slurring his words after the awards. We also saw people making the same comments they are making now, like anybody else thinks a thing going on with Martin Lawrence. He under the influencer got something going. Someone else also added major health issues. He's had stuff going on for like a decade now. And I think as he gets older, it gets a bit worse, plus alcohol. This is all just my opinion. So at the time, his rep said that he was in great shape and that there was a technical glitch with the teleprompter caused by late changes to the script that made his presentation seem off. But with this new interview making rounds, this has nothing to do with the teleprompter. People are questioning again if Martin is really okay. Well, in the interview, Martin also said that his brother had just passed away. And some people argued that maybe that was the thing that was throwing him off balance. My ride or die. Min is my best friend. Larry Wack, my brother, who just passed away. Seen Lampin. All of those were my ride dies. And those are my best friends that I have been baptized with, and everything we grew up together. And all that. But then again, there are people who worked as extras on the last Bad Boys film who said that they noticed Martin seemed low energy and off then too, so they were not buying the grieving narrative, as that happened recently. But what I know for certain is that Martin suffers from bipolar disorder, and he has struggled with that for a pretty long time. In fact, Martin himself said in a 2019 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, "I've been dealing with this for a long time. It's a part of me. I'm not going to let it define me." He also said that he takes medication and uses therapy to manage his bipolar disorder that he's been dealing with for years. And if you need a rundown of the things his mental health has put him through, here's a rundown for starters. There have he acted with his ex-wife, Patricia Sathal. Okay, a lot of the information about Pat and Martin has been erased from the internet, but there were reports back in the day which said that Martin started acting dangerously crazy around his ex-wife and couldn't even be trusted alone with their daughter, Jasmine Owl. Allegedly, Martin's troubles spilled into his work, and according to what Pat revealed in an affidavit, Martin sobbed uncontrollably and had to be pushed into the stage to start some of his shows. There was actually a report from back in the day saying that he once awakened Patricia with Jasmine in his arms and asked why his private nurse wasn't home then. When Patricia said that she had given the nurse a few days off, Martin started shouting in rage, "I'll bust your teeth," and before pushing her back on the bed while still clutching the baby. After the incident, Patricia and Jasmine moved into a hotel, and Martin actually went to the hotel room and threatened to unalive her and her family members. Allegedly, he became so enraged and out of control that he kicked and broke a marble tile wall next to her hotel room. And there's a note he allegedly also left which read, "I will do anything to have you back. I miss my baby so much. If I can't have you, then I will make sure that no one has you, so come home now. If you don't, then I will have to do what I have to do." In addition, remember that incident in 1996 when Martin was arrested after being found wandering the streets of LA while holding a firearm and screaming about how they were trying to take his life. So let me ask you this: what is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a screaming, "They are trying to kill me"? Yeah, what's going on? According to witnesses, he was also screaming, "Fight the establishment, fight, don't give up, fight the power." When he was hospitalized and released to his doctor, according to the police, the doctor said Martin had failed to take prescribed medication and had suffered a seizure. Then a publicist statement issued later quoted the doctor saying that Martin was suffering from complete exhaustion and dehydration. Well, 2 months later, Martin was stopped again at a Burbank airport carrying a loaded you-know-what, and he later served 2 months probation for the offense. In addition, he was arrested again in March of 1997 for punching a nightclub patron and later ordered to do community service. Then there's also how he lapsed into a 3-day coma after collapsing from heat exhaustion while jogging in hot weather in a nylon jogging suit and wool cap. Oh, let's not forget that Martin himself also admitted in one of his stand-up shows, "You so crazy," that he was indeed a crazy deranged man. In one of his bits he talks about a woman meeting and dating a man who is crazy and she doesn't leave until she is trapped by him. Then at the end of the bit he admits to being one of those crazy deranged people. Other than those issues, he's also had previous manic episodes that even resulted in Tisha Campbell filing a whole lawsuit against him. For those who recall, Tisha said in her lawsuit that throughout rehearsals and taping of their show, Martin became increasingly manic and volatile, and he would often and easily fly into uncontrollable fits of rage for no apparent or rational reason. In fact, he allegedly threatened people on set in extremely menacing tones that if he did not get his way, they would be sorry, and this was just during the 2nd season of the show. Reportedly, it pretty much got worse during the 3rd season, where Martin was constantly screaming and raging uncontrollably at people on set, while continuing to threaten his co-workers and their jobs for no good reason. Tisha even said in her lawsuit that Martin humiliated her in front of the entire cast and crew on so many occasions that it reached the point where she needed to be hospitalized due to the stress he caused her. So clearly it's been quite a number of times over the years where people have said that Martin Lawrence is not okay. The only difference is at this time people are more concerned that it could actually be something more serious and not just mental health issues. Okay, it's also possible that Martin is just getting old, and because we're so used to seeing him being so energetic from back in the day, and because we watch the reruns of Martin all the time when they come on, it's easy to see that he's a bit slow. But what do you guys think? Is it just old age catching up with him, or do you think something is really wrong with Martin? Sound off in the comments section below.